My beloved child, if you're hearing this right now, then understand one thing first. What I'm about to say is not meant to scare you, but to prepare you. Because this Sunday, something is going to happen that will change the way you look at your son forever. And before you even blink, the moment will arrive, quiet, unexpected, and yet so powerful it will feel as if time itself paused to warn you. All week, there have been signs that most people would ignore. The shift in his voice when he speaks to you, the way his eyes linger as if trying to say something he's too afraid to reveal, the unusual stillness in the air when he walks past. You might think these are small things, but they're not. They're clues. Clues to something he has been holding inside, tightly, secretly, silently. And this Sunday, that secret won't stay hidden anymore. There's a reason this message reached you. People don't receive a warning like this unless something rare, something once in a lifetime, is unfolding behind the scenes. You felt it, haven't you? That heaviness in your chest, that sudden worry that comes from nowhere, that unexplainable feeling that something big is building up around your child. Maybe you've brushed it off, maybe you've convinced yourself it's just overthinking. But it's not. It's your intuition trying to pull you closer to him before the moment arrives. Because the truth is, your son has been carrying a weight that no child should carry alone. A weight that has been shaping him quietly, changing him in ways even he doesn't fully understand. And the strangest part? He hasn't told you, not because he doesn't trust you, but because he doesn't want to break under the truth. This Sunday, he won't be able to hold it back anymore. Something will trigger it, a conversation, a memory, a sudden rush of emotions. And the truth he has been guarding for far too long will rise like a storm he can't stop. Before that moment comes, you must know this, his silence these past weeks hasn't been distance, it has been fear. Fear of disappointing you, fear of losing your approval, fear of revealing a truth that he thinks will change how you look at him. But this Sunday, when he finally speaks, you will see a side of him you've never seen before, raw, honest, vulnerable. And the moment he says those words, you will understand why this message had to reach you now. Because if you're not ready, if you're not grounded, his truth might overwhelm you. There is something connected to that day, that moment, that revelation, something he never expected you to discover. And yet, destiny is pushing it forward. This Sunday, he will be standing at a crossroads that decides the next chapter of his life. And your reaction will shape the path he chooses. So listen. Don't ignore this. Prepare yourself. Because the truth is coming, and once it arrives, nothing between you and your son will ever be the same again. My beloved child, there's something you need to understand before we go any further. What is coming this Sunday is not just a moment, it's a revelation that has been forming for months, maybe even years, without you noticing. And the reason it will hit so deeply is because it's connected to something your son has been quietly building inside himself, a truth he didn't choose, a truth that chose him. Every time he hesitated before speaking, every time he pretended to be fine, every time he forced a smile just so you wouldn't worry, those were not coincidences. They were fragments of the story he's trying to gather the courage to tell you. And on Sunday, those fragments will come together like pieces of a puzzle he can no longer hide. You'll hear something in his voice that you haven't heard before, a trembling honesty that will make your heart tighten, because in that moment, you'll finally see how much he has been trying to protect you from his inner storm. What makes this moment so powerful is not just the truth he's going to reveal, but the timing. Destiny always chooses its own hour, its own day, its own stage. And this Sunday, that stage will open right in front of you. It might happen suddenly, maybe while you're sitting with him, maybe while he approaches you with that hesitant look he gets when he wants to speak but doesn't know how. Or maybe it will unfold in complete silence, the kind that carries 1,000 unspoken words. But when he finally lets it out, the air around you will shift. You'll feel it like a wave, heavy, real, undeniable. Because deep inside, he's been fighting something alone. A fear of being misunderstood, a fear of disappointing the person he loves most. And yet, despite all that fear, despite every doubt, he has decided that you deserve the truth. Not because he's ready, but because he can't keep pretending anymore. As that moment approaches, you must stay steady. Because what he says might shock you, not in a negative way, but in a way that opens your eyes to how strong, how sensitive, and how deeply thoughtful your son truly is. You may realize that his silence wasn't weakness, it was protection. His distance wasn't rejection, it was confusion. And his quiet tears, yes, the ones you didn't see, were not because he lost hope, but because he couldn't find the right words. But on Sunday, the words will come. They will come with the weight of everything he has held back, and the release of everything he's been afraid to express. And when he finally looks at you after speaking, waiting for your reaction, waiting for the world to either break or heal, that will be the moment destiny has been preparing you for. So breathe, stay close, and remember, this message found you for a reason. The truth is near, and the moment it arrives, your world, and his, will shift forever. My beloved child, before this Sunday arrives, there's something deeper you need to sense. Something hidden beneath the surface of every word your son hasn't been able to say. You see, the moment he's walking toward is not just emotional, it's transformative. And transformations never come quietly. They come with a silent tension in the air, with a feeling that something is rising, something is shifting, something is preparing to reveal itself. Over the past few days, you may have noticed a strange softness in the way he looks at you, a sudden pause in his steps as if he's rehearsing a sentence he can't quite perfect. Those pauses are not random. They're the calm before a truth that refuses to stay buried any longer. He's been collecting courage piece by piece, hoping one day it would be enough. And that day is almost here. This Sunday, what he's held inside will reach its breaking point. Not in anger, not in fear, but in raw honesty, the kind that leaves a mark on the soul. This truth isn't something you discover, it's something you feel before you hear it. There's a reason your heart has felt uneasy lately, a reason your intuition keeps whispering that something important is coming. It's because destiny has chosen you to stand at the doorway of his next chapter. And when he finally steps forward, he will look to you, not for answers, but for understanding. The truth he carries is not simple. It's layered with memories he didn't know how to express, pressure he didn't want to show, and emotions he never learned to translate into words. For months, he's been trying to make sense of it alone, hoping it would disappear if he stayed silent long enough. But silence can only hold so much. This Sunday, the weight inside him will overflow, not in chaos but in clarity. And when he finally speaks, his voice may tremble. Not because he doubts you, but because he fears the moment more than he fears the truth. He's been imagining this conversation in his head, wondering how to begin, wondering how you'll react, wondering if everything between you will change. And without realizing it, he's been waiting for the courage that only this exact moment in time could give him. When that moment arrives, the world around you may feel impossibly still. His eyes will tell you everything before his words do. Eyes that have been carrying questions, fears, and hopes all at once. And as he reveals what's been living inside him, something remarkable will happen. You will see his heart without any walls, without any disguise, without any hesitation. It may surprise you, it may shake you, it may even make you question how you didn't notice everything sooner. But that's why this message reached you now, so you can be ready to receive him with the strength he desperately needs. Because after he speaks, there will be a silence that holds the weight of everything he just confessed. And in that silence, he will watch you, waiting for the one thing only you can give, your acceptance. This Sunday will not be an ordinary day. It will be the day he steps out of his fear and into his truth. And the person he trusts the most to catch him in that vulnerable moment, is you. My beloved child, before this Sunday arrives, you must understand one more truth. Something even deeper than everything we've uncovered so far. There is a moment approaching, a moment so precise, so perfectly aligned, that it feels almost designed by something greater than coincidence. Your son isn't just preparing to reveal something, he's preparing to free himself from a silence that has been shaping his entire inner world. And the closer Sunday gets, the more that silence strains, like a thread stretched too tightly, ready to snap. If you pay attention, you'll notice the signs intensifying, his unusual quietness, that unfamiliar heaviness in his footsteps, the way he watches you for a fraction of a second longer than before. He's not observing you, he's searching for the courage inside himself. Because he knows that what he's about to confess will not only open his heart, it will expose the parts of him he has been protecting for far too long. This Sunday isn't just a day on the calendar. It's the day his truth finally becomes louder than his fear. There's something else you need to feel, because this revelation is tied to something he has been carrying since before he even had the words for it. A memory he couldn't name, an emotion he couldn't sort, a fear he couldn't fight. He has always been strong, but strength becomes a burden when it has no place to rest. And for the first time, he is ready to rest it in your hands. Not because he expects you to solve everything, but because he needs to be seen, truly seen, without judgment, without pressure, without the weight of expectations. The truth he's walking toward is not dark, not dangerous, but it is delicate. It's the kind of truth that opens old chapters and begins new ones at the same time. And when he finally speaks, you will understand why he waited so long. He wasn't hiding because he didn't trust you. He was hiding because he didn't trust himself. He didn't know how to express what he felt without breaking down, without revealing the vulnerability he never wanted you to witness. But destiny has a way of choosing the right hour for the heart to open. And for him, that hour is approaching fast. When the moment finally arrives this Sunday, everything around you may feel different, quieter, slower, almost suspended in time. He might approach you with trembling hands, or with a steady voice pretending to be calm. He might sit beside you, struggling to begin. Or he may simply look at you, and in that look, everything he wants to say will already be there, waiting. And when he finally lets those words out, you will feel the room shift. You will hear the weight behind every syllable, the relief hidden inside every breath, the bravery echoing behind every pause. And in that moment, you will realize something powerful: the truth he's revealing isn't just about him. It's about the bond you share, the bond strong enough to handle even the most fragile confessions. Your reaction will be the anchor he holds on to. Your calm will be his reassurance. Your understanding will be the bridge that leads him into a new chapter of himself. This Sunday won't break anything, it will build something stronger. Something more honest. Something more real. And once the truth is spoken, nothing between you and your son will ever return to the way it was. Because it will become something even better. My beloved child, as we step even closer to this Sunday, there is one more layer you need to understand, one that sits beneath everything he's been carrying. The truth your son is preparing to share isn't just something he discovered recently, it's something that has been quietly shaping his thoughts, his dreams, and even his fears for far longer than you imagine. There are moments from his past that he replayed over and over, moments that made him question himself, moments that made him wonder if anyone would ever truly understand what he feels. And because he couldn't find the right words back then, he locked those feelings away where no one could reach them. But the thing about hidden truths is this: they grow. They gather strength. They push against the heart until staying silent becomes harder than finally speaking. And that is why this Sunday holds so much power. It is the day he stops running from what he feels, and finally steps into the courage he's been building quietly all this time. There is something extraordinary about the timing of all this. The universe never reveals important truths in random moments. It chooses the exact heartbeat when someone is finally ready to face what they've been avoiding. And your son, without even realizing it, has reached that heartbeat. You might notice him staring into the distance, thinking deeper than usual, as if he's trying to gather all the scattered pieces of himself before placing them in your hands. He's not afraid of being honest. He's afraid of how much this honesty will expose. He's afraid of breaking open in front of the one person whose opinion matters most to him. And yet, even with all that fear, something inside him keeps pulling him toward this moment, toward you. He knows that once he speaks, there is no going back. His voice might shake, his eyes might fill, his hands might tremble, but every word he speaks will be real. And in that raw truth, you'll see the depth of his heart more clearly than ever before. When the moment arrives, it may feel surreal, like the world has paused just long enough for this confession to exist. His truth won't arrive like thunder, it will arrive like a breath he's been holding for years, finally released. You will feel the shift instantly, the kind of emotional shift that changes the room, the atmosphere, the connection between two souls. And as he speaks, something inside you will awaken, a deeper understanding, a sharper intuition, a stronger sense of exactly what he needs from you in that moment. What he reveals may surprise you, but it will also answer questions you didn't even know you had. And once everything is out in the open, he will look at you with a mixture of fear and hope. Hoping your heart hears him fully, hoping your presence remains steady, hoping your love stands exactly where it always has. Because after this Sunday, the truth won't just set him free, it will bring both of you closer than you've ever been. My beloved child, as the final hours move closer to this Sunday, there is one last truth you must prepare your heart for. What your son is carrying is not just a confession, it is a turning point in his life. A moment he has circled around again and again, afraid to face it, yet unable to escape it. In the quiet corners of his mind, he has rehearsed this moment 1,000 times. He's tried to imagine every possible outcome, every possible reaction, every expression you might make when he finally tells you what's been waiting inside him. And no matter how many times he tries to prepare himself, one fear always returns, the fear of disappointing you. Not because he did anything wrong, but because he has built you up so high in his heart that he can't bear the thought of letting you down. This Sunday, when he finally steps into the moment he's been avoiding, he won't just be revealing a truth, he'll be revealing every vulnerable part of his soul that he has kept hidden from the world. In these last few days leading to the moment, you may notice a strange stillness around him, as if he's caught between who he has been and who he's about to become. His smiles may seem softer, his silence deeper, his thoughts heavier. But this heaviness isn't weakness, it's the weight of change. A change he never asked for, but one he can no longer ignore. And when he stands before you on Sunday, his voice may crack not because he's unsure, but because speaking this truth requires a strength he's never used before. He will be stepping out of a long, dark hallway of unspoken emotions into a light he's both drawn to and afraid of. And the first face he will search for in that light will be yours. Because he knows, deep in his heart, that only you can turn that fear into peace. Only you can take that trembling truth and hold it gently enough to make him feel safe again. And when the moment finally arrives, you will feel it before he even speaks. The air will shift. The room will feel different, as if everything around you is silently moving out of the way to make space for what is about to happen. He might approach you slowly, or he might stand still, unable to move for a moment as he gathers the last bit of courage left inside him. And then, slowly, carefully, he will release the truth he has guarded for so long. It may be emotional, it may be surprising, it may change the way you see everything, but it will be real. And after he speaks, there will be a pause, a quiet, fragile pause where he waits for your reaction more intensely than he has ever waited for anything in his life. That pause will carry all his hope, all his fear, all his longing for reassurance. And in that moment, your presence will be the anchor that steadies him. Your calm will be the bridge he walks across. Your understanding will be the final key that unlocks the next chapter of his life. This Sunday will not break him, it will free him. And when the dust settles, the bond between you will stand stronger than ever, because it will finally be built on truth, courage, and a love that fear can no longer hide from. My beloved child. As we step even closer to the moment destiny has been shaping for this Sunday, there is one final layer hidden beneath everything your son has held inside, one that reveals not just what he feels, but who he is becoming. You see, the truth he's preparing to share is not simply an emotional release, it is the moment he chooses to stop shrinking himself to fit the expectations of the world. All this time, he's been weighing every word, every feeling, every doubt inside his heart, afraid that speaking it aloud might change the way you look at him. But what he doesn't realize is that this revelation isn't a step backward, it's the first real step into his future. And as Sunday approaches, his heart beats louder, not with fear alone, but with the quiet hope that finally, he will be understood. In the way he moves, in the way he breathes, even in the way he lowers his eyes when he thinks you're not watching, you can sense it. Something inside him is rising. Not breaking, not collapsing, rising. Preparing to meet the truth he's avoided for so long. Even now, he's replaying moments in his mind. Moments where he wishes he had spoken earlier, moments where he nearly told you but stopped himself at the last second, moments where the words sat on the edge of his tongue but fear pushed them back down. He's been carrying that unfinished sentence for so long that it's become a part of him. But this Sunday, that sentence will finally complete itself. You might notice him pacing, hesitating, starting conversations but drifting off halfway. He's not distracted, he's preparing. Preparing for the moment his heart has both feared and needed. And the remarkable thing is this: the truth he's bringing to you isn't meant to shake your world in a painful way. It's meant to open a door, to a deeper connection, a clearer understanding, a new chapter that both of you were destined to walk into. He's not revealing this because he wants relief, he's revealing it because he wants closeness. Because he's tired of hiding pieces of himself from the person he loves most. And when the moment finally arrives, it will feel like the world has held its breath just for the two of you. Time will slow. His voice may tremble. His hands might grip something just to stay steady. But the truth will come, soft at first, then clearer, then unstoppable. As he speaks, you'll feel years of unspoken emotions finally breaking free, like a locked window opening for the first time. And when he finishes, something powerful will happen. He will look at you with eyes he's never shown before, eyes that carry fear and hope, courage and vulnerability, all at once. In that single look, he will be asking you a silent question: am I still safe with you? And your presence, your calm, the gentleness in the way you breathe in that moment, that will be his answer. It will shape his next steps, his next choices, his next chapter. This Sunday is not the end of anything, it is the beginning. A beginning built on honesty. A beginning built on love. A beginning where your son finally stands without the weight of silence on his shoulders. And when it happens, you will understand why every sign, every feeling, every message led you right here, to this moment that will forever change the story between you and him.